Kitco News, special coverage of the Mines and Money London, is brought to you by Sandstorm Gold Royalties.
Hello, I'm Michelle Makori, coming to you from Mines and Money London. It's been 5 years since Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman launched Vision 2030 to diversify Saudi Arabia's economy away from fossil fuels. And now the kingdom's mining sector is poised to benefit. It is my honor to welcome His Excellency Khalid Al-Mudaifer, the Vice Minister of Mining Affairs. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you for having us.
Right, as we mentioned, in 2016, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman launched Vision 2030, which not only aims to diversify the kingdom's economy away from fossil fuels, but also embraces a number of societal reforms and changes. So for our viewers that aren't necessarily familiar with Vision 2030, why don't you give us a broad overview?
That's an important point to start with. Vision 2030 is about all corners of Saudi Arabia. It is the objective of which is to have a thriving economy, a society, a vibrant society, and also an ambitious nation. On those three pillars of the objectives, there's a number of initiatives and a number of programs. And since the last 5 years now, we are on a track of implementing mostly 80%, achieving 80% of the target. So if you've been there and hopefully you come there, you will see that there's a major transformation in the social and the society, in the economic, in the legal framework, in the culture, and in the economic and business attraction and investments.
Well, to your point, tremendous change has already happened in the kingdom since Vision 2030 was launched, a number of reforms across a range of issues and sectors. But let's focus specifically on the mining sector and how the framework now provides for a new mining strategy and developing that part of the economy.
Great. So, in Vision 2030 have identified mining as a target for transformation to bring it to be a third pillar of Saudi industries with the oil and gas and petrochemical. And since then, we have worked on launched our strategy late 2017, early 2018, mining and mineral strategy with 39 initiatives on three pillars, main pillars. One is regulatory framework and ease of doing business, sustainability and environment, and social and community contribution, and availability of and acquisition of geoscience data and ease of access to data. We've been working on all these three initiatives, and we have just launched benchmark the best in the world in the legal framework and issued a new law that is competitive, predictable, transparent, non-discriminating, one of the best laws in the world.
Okay, well, investors like certainty. We know that. They like clarity and certainty. You have this law launching January 1st. When you say the best in the world, let's elaborate. What does the best in the world mean?
One thing, mining, as you would know, necessarily involves a long lead item between exploration and production. And as you said, miners, it's absolutely fundamental to make sure that there is a security of tenure and also a regulatory predictability. We have made sure that so. Most of our management in the ministry comes from mining companies or of the private sector, so we know how important these two principles are. We made it competitive, so it is one of the best fiscal regime. It's only a low tax, a low royalties.
How low?
We have the income tax is 20%, and the royalty is 1 to 5% of the net profit, not the revenue.
Okay.
Plus, we have 5 years royalty holidays for miners. We have 90% discounts in royalty, even if it's low. We have 90% discount in the royalty for those who empower downstream in Saudi Arabia or sell downstream. We also have 75% funding for exploration and for production. And of course, if you are in the downstream or the value chain, there is more empowerment like any other, which is the fact that the production cost is very low in Saudi Arabia, either in energy or manpower or other input of production.
All right, well, speaking of energy, as we know, Saudi Arabia is the world's top oil exporter, but the vision is to have the kingdom play a leading role in the clean energy movement and have the mining sector lead the way there. Expand on that and why it's important for Saudi Arabia to be taking this position.
Yes, Saudi Arabia, one thing, we are a trendsetter in terms of green initiatives. We have the Saudi, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince announced the Saudi Green Initiative. We have an objective of 50% of our energy will come from renewable by 2030. We are building the largest hydrogen plant, and you would know that green hydrogen is required to process green steel, to produce green copper, to produce also green alumina for the smelting for aluminium. So combining the renewable with the richness of the mining richness of Saudi Arabia that is untapped and underexplored will make a good future for Saudi Arabia to contribute and also build the mineral. But you would know also that to decarbonize the world,
Right.
that would require more minerals.
Absolutely.
And to provide the new minerals, you would require also new discoveries and new lands. And that's why Saudi Arabia would be joining to supply the world with more minerals. And also, we're having an initiative where in January we will have a meeting of a platform for the world to meet a region from East Africa, Middle East, Central Asia, and West Asia. All will be gathered in Riyadh in January. A good weather and a good vibe for the mining.
Right.
So to set an agenda how this region, being as large, provide the future discoveries and the land of opportunity to supply the new future intense mineral of the world.
Well, to your point, in order to decarbonize, there is going to be a tremendous need to increase mineral and metal output because the current levels are not sufficient to sustain the movement. So in terms of natural resources, what does the kingdom have to offer?
One thing, when we started the mining strategy, we were challenged by the central government to estimate what is the potential, like
Right.
your question. Do we have the potential? And therefore, we brought the mines, the geological mines of the world, and we looked into our legacy data, 80 years of data, and we have estimated that the value, the in-situ value of our resources is around $1.3 trillion. But we know we are underexplored also. So exploration, we are upscaling our exploration. We will launching one of the most ambitious regional geological survey of the world. We started the geophysical program, and hopefully that will also increase the value to more than 1.3 trillion.
1.3 trillion, but in terms of specifics, I know that there's a track record with successfully mining gold and copper and phosphate, I believe. What are some of the other resources and metals and commodities that you anticipate may be lying under the sands of Saudi Arabia?
One, phosphate, of course, we have a great value that is there. We will going to grow in phosphate up to becoming the third or the second largest phosphate producer. We will grow our aluminium. We have aluminium from latest technology, aluminium that is gas-fired from the mine to the auto sheet, to auto car sheets, the production, and we will grow that. We will have gold and copper, as you said, and we want to grow that 10 times as it is now. But also we have nickel, we have rare earth, we have niobium, tantalum, and all those are required for the future. But mostly all the knowledge we have is in old tests. Now we're doing our regional exploration and we are testing for all type of minerals. You may know that cobalt was a waste 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's a waste of copper mine. It's
certainly not the case now.
The case now. So we were not testing for most of the minerals. Now we are back and testing for all the minerals, and we're doing the geochemical analysis of 76 minerals that we hope to find some of.
So still in the process of doing some intensive geological surveys. When do you anticipate to get some results on that front?
We hopefully by end of next year, we will start loading these data in our digital, what we call the National Geoscience Database. By the second half of next year, we will be loading into it. And as we know more, we will put more into the database.
You know, you wonder how lucky one kingdom can get in terms of natural resources, given you have 17% of the world's petroleum underneath the sands there. So interesting to see what else can yield from these surveys and such. But in terms of shifting away from oil and diversifying the economy, oil, petroleum exports account for about, I believe, 50% of GDP. Where do you see the mining sector falling into this category? How much GDP growth do you anticipate can come from developing the mining sector?
We, in the last 10 years, we have invested around $50 billion on public-private investments in mining, but we have only scratched the surface yet. So we want to grow now. GDP, the mining contribute only $17 billion to the GDP, very small. We want to increase this by 3 times by 2030, from 17 to 164. But beyond that, the potential is even more. Also, we want to increase the employment in that sector from 250 to 400. And more important, Michelle, is that mining is a great development of remote areas that are remote, bringing infrastructure, bringing small and businesses and employment to where the people are. So we have an objective to develop remote areas through mining.
So how have you seen the interest so far in terms of foreign direct investment? How much are you seeing coming in, and from which region specifically?
Of course, Saudi Arabia, and the year 2020 and 2021, 2021 is a high record, is an all-time record high in terms of FDI. The number of licenses is the highest ever.
Specifically for the mining sector?
No, for the whole sector, for all sectors. But mining, we opened only in January this year.
Okay.
We have issued up to now 130 exploration licenses and 8 exploitation licenses. But lately we received number of foreign investments interest in mainly nowadays from the traditional mining jurisdiction of Australia and other South Africa and other country who knows mining and have a mining presence. But we also doing more as we go with the conference next year, that we invite all the Kitco and yourself and everybody that are watching us to come and enjoy Riyadh and enjoy and attend the conference. With these, and we are here today to promote mining. We are getting lots of interest today and yesterday from around the world to invest in Saudi Arabia and mining.
But so far, you say the majority of the interest has come from Australian and South African companies?
From traditional mining and Europe and in UK and other.
What about China? Are you seeing a lot of FDI coming from China?
You know, the COVID-19 have limited the people from mobility and moving around. So we are open to all around the world. Everybody is welcome, east, west, south, north, to come and look into what we have and join us in a partnership. Saudi Arabia oil and gas and petrochemical is built on partnership, and we plan to do the same in mining.
Are you seeing a lot of interest from Canadian or American companies so far?
We see, of course, Barrick is already in Saudi Arabia. They are investing and they are interested. They are there now. And we are seeing a number of United States companies that are gold and copper and others and rare earth, they are interested, but they have not moved in an application yet.
So what have been some of the challenges then in terms of attracting foreign direct investment? Obviously, recently you mentioned COVID has hampered this, especially as you're trying to launch this new mining strategy. But what do you perceive may be some of the obstacles or challenges for investors coming into the kingdom?
I think that the largest, the biggest challenge we do have in mining is perception. There's a perception with geologists that geology in the Arabian Shield, Nubian Shield, is what they call a young shield. So no big discoveries will be there. That's an old perception. However, the findings in Saudi Arabia, the gold, copper findings, also in Egypt, the Sukkari mine, have proven that this one shield, the Arabian Nubian Shield, can host a good geology, a large to medium size mining. These are new discoveries and that the people have to understand and read, but perception is, I think, our main thing that we're working on nowadays.
All right, so you have some perception issues when it comes specifically to the mining sector, but at large, from a geopolitical position, what have you found to be some of the obstacles that may be deterring investors from coming into the kingdom? And feel free to address them.
I think Saudi Arabia one of the safest and stable country around and all the region. And also it's a G20, it's welcoming, it has the best infrastructure, we have the best road connectivity in the world. We have a power grid that is unmatched. It's one of the best around the world. We have ports, we have a location that is on the 3 continents, Africa, Europe, Asia, a strategic location. So there has been, and there is a good investment attraction in Saudi Arabia for the things that we have competitive advantage.
Right.
Mining, now we are showing that we have the resource.
Yeah.
It's a very important. And also, after you find the resource and the geology is right, you need the right regulatory framework, and we have developed this. So we just paved the road, and I think we are ready to welcome investors in Saudi Arabia.
Well, Khalid, one of the big themes at the conference here has been ESG. How are you addressing that challenge on the environmental side and particularly on the social side?
Yeah, I think one thing, we have a blank canvas. We are new in the mining industry, so we can build it on the right terms. So we have built our law and we embrace the ESG principles in our new law. We have learned from World Bank, we have learned from IGF, we have learned from ICMM, all were engaged in our law, and all these principles are in there. So we require environmental protection, we call it social community, and we require all miners to have sustainability reporting and governance and accountability on the ESG. But ESG is also an opportunity as it is a challenge, as an opportunity for developments, for a new, and having a new industry, it's easier to build it sustainable with the highest technology as we are planning to do.
Certainly on the sustainability front, you're well positioned to take advantage of a budding industry. But chatting to people at the conference, a lot of investment demand seems to be very linked to ESG issues and the S in ESG, societal issues. Are you finding that is potentially an obstacle for Saudi Arabia when it comes to women's rights? Although admittedly the kingdom has made tremendous reforms on that front. Certainly under the Crown Prince, we've seen tremendous progress on that front. How are you finding that being viewed?
Well, I think you said it right. We are well reformed in that part.
Still a long way to go, though, but tremendous progress has been made.
You're right. You said it right. We have a tremendous progress. We have a number of, the number of women working in the mining industry is increasing. And with the challenges in mining all around the world, the percentage is not as high as other fields. But I think we will achieve the world average, but we are looking to do more. As we said, mining is in remote area, and there it's easier for locals to work in there, female or male, to work in there. We're starting a training initiatives for all skilled labor, from a female or a male to be trained. I think we are just on the right track. We're on course.
On the right track, and you're ready to showcase how the kingdom is on the right track with this conference that you've promoted a few times during this interview. But tell us more about this January conference and what we can expect.
Thank you very much. We are all excited for that. One, it's happening in Riyadh, and there are many things happening in Riyadh nowadays, in all aspects. But on mining, one thing, Saudi Arabia is opening up and mining and providing an investment opportunity. But Michelle, more than that, the area from East Africa to West Asia to Central Asia is a large area that is a land of opportunity for new mining initiatives. There are not much, this area has not been explored much and has not been tapped enough in the mining. There are a number of small, medium companies, but no major players there. So this area we bring all this area in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. More than 37 multilaterals and countries are invited. We have a confirmation from 12 ministers to be attending, all mining ministers. We will have a ministerial roundtable. But more, we will also reimagine mining. Mining needs technologies. We, in the mining industry, I was an ex-miner, so I can say we have not embraced technology enough. There are a lot of work on it, but not enough yet. So we need more technology to make it safer, low cost, low risk, and sustainability. You said it right, ASG. While good work has been in the last 20 years, we still have a major stride to take in the ASG field. So all this will be the focus of the mining, and bringing all those people, the mining industry, the global mining industry, the government from the region, and also the setters, the change makers around the world in technology and sustainability, and the NGO, all in one place, in a warm, welcoming place like Riyadh. I'm sure we'll get something out of it.
Well, warm is certainly an incentive coming from New York and London at the moment. Yes. A warm January conference. We hope to see you there. Thank you so much for giving us your insights and your time, Your Excellency Khalid Al-Mudaifer. Really appreciate you joining us on Kitco.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you for Kitco and Michelle.
Kitco News, special coverage of the Mines and Money London, is brought to you by Sandstorm Gold Royalties.